Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Friday. It's the weekend, baby. I am excited for the weekend. And not only is it a weekend, but it is a Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all of the moms out there. You deserve this time. Celebrate, enjoy. Okay, we deserve it. This and more. Okay, let's see what we have here so far. Welcome to Jackie. Thank you so much for joining, Jackie. And also thank you for being first in the building. Thank you, sis. Welcome, Miss Ashley. Thank you for joining, sis. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. Thank you, ladies, for joining. Nina, good morning. She said, good morning. Open book and chat on lunch break. Step out of the group to hit that like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Nina. Hey, Snooky, good morning. Thank you for joining. Hey, Dreamy Girl, good morning. Thank you for joining, sis. Let's see. Y'all make sure you hit the like. Let everyone know we are live, okay? Hey, Nita, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining. Hi, Teresa. Happy Friday. Welcome. Shout out to Gigi is in the building. Y'all, Gigi is so funny. I said her laugh. Y'all said my laugh contagious. Her laugh is contagious to me, okay? I enjoyed your live this morning, Gigi, and I hope you have a blessed day. Hi, let's see. Hi, Shailene. Welcome. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yes, you had me tickled. You had me tickled. Great live as usual. Y'all, I want to give a shout out to Real Talk with Pratt that helped me with my intro. And he just at the outro. I haven't listened to it yet. But when I tell you that brother is gifted and talented, I let my husband hear it and he loved it too. So shout out to him. Oh my goodness, I'll play it again on our way out so you all can hear it. So I put his link in the chat. If you have any musical needs, so you need an intro, outro, just a song, y'all, he been doing it in this Latrue sector. He's been coming up with various videos and raps that have been, oh my gosh, fire, okay, in my opinion. And so he has his contact information also there on his channel if you are interested. Thank you, Miss Ashley. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gigi, for the super chat and for being a sponsor for today's show. I really appreciate it. Good morning, Dr. J. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining again. Hey, Rebecca, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, he is, Shailene. He is definitely talented. And what's so funny, y'all, we've been seeing Real Talk with Pratt in these YouTube streets. And when he started doing these raps and these different videos, we were like, where did that come from? Okay. We hadn't seen that side of him before. And so I am loving it. He was such a blessing. He was fast too, because I told him it was no rush. But hey, I woke up and he had already completed the intro and then just did finish the outro. So I'm excited to hear what that sounds like. I know it's going to be great as well. Thank you, Snooky. She said, I enjoyed his music. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dr. J. I appreciate that. Hey, my brother Esco is in the building. Thank you for joining, bro. Y'all, Esco was on last night. If y'all didn't know, he was on it was the encouraging word live that I did. Y'all, if you weren't on there, y'all missed it. Y'all got to go back and watch that replay. God was all up in that place last night, okay? And so Esco shared his testimony on his channel, And also on my channel last night, he had a powerful testimony, y'all. So make sure, we get up, y'all check out the replay, check out his channel as well. We have some phenomenal content creators even here right now. Gigi is one, Dr. J, we have Esco, and I think that's all that I see as of now. Hi, Brenda, welcome. Okay, Nina said, right, open book, Brother Pratt is doing his big one. Exactly, very creative. And I love it. I'm loving it. And it goes with, I guess, for lack of a word, the story. It reminds me of a soap opera, okay? But I know these are people's real lives. But yes, it's telling a story, but through music. And I love the creativity. I told them I'm not creative like that, okay? But he is. Right, Esco, to God be the glory. Yes. Okay, y'all, so we know it is Mother's Day weekend. And so a lot happens this weekend. We go out to eat, we get gifts, and things of that sort. And so one thing I wanted to touch on the other day, and I chose to do it today because I'm going to hit different parts of Mother's Day starting today, is a mother's pain with the unexpected. I know last night we had someone in my chat, and she opened up and shared with us that Mother's Day is hard for her for the simple fact that her son, back in 2015, she lost her son the day after Mother's Day. And let me also say, y'all, trigger warning, I'm not trying to make this a sad live, but it may also be a trigger warning for some people that are watching or that will watch the replay. And so she had lost her son the day after. She stated that the day of Mother's Day, he had given her money to get her hair done and to get her nails done. And so we prayed last night because she said it's always like a bittersweet moment during Mother's Day. And so we have to be, just sensitive during this time for people. Yesterday, we kind of touched on people who have lost moms, okay? And today, I want to kind of just touch on those that have lost children that are mothers. Gigi said, yes, losing any loved one is hard. Exactly, Gigi. It really, really is. And one incident that happened this week that I was going to touch on, I think it was 2 days ago, is the story of Tyre Nichols. Okay. The officers that unalived him in that particular case. And we were shocked to see that those 3 officers were found not guilty in that case, especially with it mirroring the Rodney King situation. Okay, things were caught on video, and so a lot of people were shocked to see the verdict. And Dreamy Girl, she was in here. She may still be in here. She said that she thought they were going to get off, and I had disagreed. I was like, "Girl, bye." I'm like, "Hey, real talk. These are 3 black men." Okay. So I'm just thinking, oh no, they're going to probably set an example. But lo and behold, I was wrong. And it made me think deeper about that thing. What were we wrong to think that, oh, these 3 black officers were going to be made an example? Or was it that any unaliving of a black man is acceptable? Is it really? Was his life worthless? Was that all called for? Was it necessary? Like, why? When we have all of this evidence showing that what was done to that young man was not right. It was inhumane, if you ask me. We treat animals better than that young man was treated on that street. And I got to thinking, and I'm watching this for the first time today, about his mom. They stated that at the end of the horrific beating of Tyre Nichols, that he called for his mother. He was calling for his mother, which was 2 minutes away. He was only trying to get home. His mom is thinking, he's going to come home. My son is on his way home from work. He's about to be here. Little did she know that 2 minutes away of what was happening to her child, the unexpected, something that she never imagined before. Now, I've shared with y'all my experiences. I've also shared this in my book, The Common Thread of my loss, unexpected losses of babies that I carried. And that in itself is hard. It's like losing a piece of yourself. But I can only imagine losing a child that has been here, that you had a chance to enjoy birthdays with, and Mother's Days, and all kind of life experiences, graduations. Everything is gone. That's a pain that is unbearable. And so this mom had to get on the stand during this trial, and I wanted to show a clip of that, and her talking about her son in a good way. Yes, Gigi, I remember, and I was in your chat that day, and I thank you for your courage to share your story, your testimony, and you could tell that you're getting stronger in talking about this situation. And my condolences, first of all, to you. And his life mattered. And I also believe, y'all, the more that mothers talk about these things, it is helping others. Your child's unaliving or the unexpected happening will not be in vain. Although it's a path or a journey that many mothers don't want to go down, it will not be in vain. It will be to God's glory that their story, someone else is going through that. And by you sharing that, that was so courageous of you. And my heart goes out to you because I know that was a difficult time. Okay, so y'all, let me pull up. Hold on. Okay. Had to mute my other device, my other tab, I should say. Okay.
What you remember about how that day started and specifically your interactions with Tyre that morning.
Well, when I woke up that morning, Tyre wasn't at home. He came in about 11:30 that morning. There was a coworker that was teaching Ty how to drive the forklift. So Tyre would go in on Saturdays, and he
I
would
love
teach
me.
him how to
Welcome.
do the forklift. Tyre, like I said, he came in about 11:30. We spoke briefly. He went and laid down. He got up about 2 o'clock or something like that. He took a shower, messed around the house, and about 3:30, he was on his way out the door.
And as he was on his way out, did you have a conversation with him before he left?
Yes, I was actually in the kitchen. I had just was taking out some food for dinner that night. He asked me what I was cooking, and he said, "Mama, are you getting ready? Are you cooking some chicken?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, how are you going to make it?" And I said, "Well, I think I'm going to do sesame chicken today." And he just kind of rubbed his stomach. Okay. So about 3:30, he was on his way out the door. He hugged me and said, "I'll see you later."
Did he enjoy your sesame chicken?
No, he never made it home to enjoy my sesame chicken.
Tell the jury what's the next thing you heard about Tyre that day.
Well, about 8:30, I say about 8:30ish, 8:45, somewhere up in there, we got a knock at the door. My husband and I, we were getting ready to watch
Hi,
a
Shelly.
basketball game.
Welcome. Thank you for
I was
joining.
complaining about my stomach hurting earlier. So he decided to come in the room with me and watch the game. And we were just going to lay across the bed and watch the game. We got a knock at the door. Bang, bang, bang. Memphis police. My husband went to the door. I heard a gentleman say, does Tyre Nichols live here? My husband, he paused a second, and then I came to the door and I said, yes, Tyre lives here. I'm his mother. What's going on? They proceeded to tell me the police officer that was at the door, it was actually two police officers um, at the door. One proceeded to tell me that Tyre was arrested. And I asked him why he was arrested. And they said for DUI. And DUI, that didn't sound right to me.
And tell the jury, why doesn't that make sense to you?
Because my son,
Hi,
he
Cherry.
doesn't
Welcome.
drink like that to have a DUI. We're not drinkers in our families. So Ty would barely drink a beer, or something. So it just didn't seem right to me. They proceeded to ask me, was he on drugs? Did he do any type of drugs? And I said, no, we don't do any type of drugs. Smoke a little marijuana. And I said, why? They said because he had all this wild strength and all this strength and everything, and they had to end up pepper spraying him and tasing him. And that still didn't sound right to me. And I made a statement. Well, if all of that happened, then somebody must have put something in his drink or something if they were saying all of this stuff happened.
Ever feel like technology is getting in the way of your kid learning to read?
Mom, what does this comment say on my...
So the officer told me that they're going to be taking my son to the hospital. I asked him where my son was, and the officer said he was nearby. And I said, nearby? And they said they were going to take him to the hospital because he had been tased and pepper sprayed. I said, well, okay, what hospital is he going to? I need to go. The officer told me that I could not go because Ty was arrested.
Good morning, Smart Cookie. Welcome.
Get,
Same to you.
From us and everything, and then they left.
Hi, I'm Chosen. Good
After
morning.
those officers left, what did you do next?
After the officers left, I started kind of pacing the floor a little bit. I got my phone and I started trying to call my son. He didn't answer. I told my husband, come on, let's go. Let's go find Ty. He took a little too long and I had jumped in the truck, my SUV, and there was another police officer just sitting out there. So my husband came. We were going to take the route that we thought, Ty would come home. And because they were saying that they were taking him to the hospital.
Hi, Robin. Welcome. Okay, I'm Chosen.
St. Francis, because that's where normally they take, people. So as we got into our vehicle and we drove to Rains and Castlegate, we made a right on Rains. No, we made a right on Ross. I'm sorry. We made a right on Ross. We got down to Rains and Ross. And that's when we noticed Ty's car.
Now, that intersection at Ross and Rains where you see Ty's car, how far is that from your house, Ms. Wells?
Probably a half a mile.
When you saw Ty's car there, what did you do?
We immediately pulled over and I got out the car and I started speaking to the officer that was there. The officer asked me again. It was a different officer. He asked me again, did my son was my son on any type of drugs or anything, because he just had all this strength and all this hope.
Y'all, and I want to pause there for a second. It was something that she was saying. I do believe that during that time, those officers were trying to come up with the defense and trying to get her to say something that could give them some ammunition in court as far as the reaction to him, that oh, he had to have been drunk, or he had this supernatural strength getting away from us and things of that sort. So I believe that even then they were trying to get the information that they could use against him, as to why they did what they did. Hey D, welcome Queen. Thank you for joining. Smart Cookie said, yep, that's what they were doing. Right, right. And hearing what she's saying.
Hulk Hogan strength and everything, and they had to do all these things to him in order for them to arrest him. And I kept trying to find out why they were arresting him in the first place.
And did that officer you were speaking with at Ross and Rains answer that question for you?
I really, no, I don't recall. He just said my son was pulled over for DUI and he ran from the police. I think that's what he said. I can't remember if he said.
Did you come into contact with any other officers at that scene, or just one?
There was another officer there. They were gathering up the tape. He spoke to me, the officer did, and he handed me his card. After that, we left and went back to the house.
At that point, what is your plan? Are you waiting to hear more, or what were you doing during that time?
Well, when I got back home, I called my daughter, because I was actually on the phone with my daughter prior to the police coming to the door. And I called to let her know Ty's been arrested. And she said, what? And after I explained to her what was told to me, we were both kind of baffled about it. And I said, well, there's nothing I can do tonight. I don't even know where he is. I'll just figure it out tomorrow and I'll let you guys know what's going on.
What is the next thing you heard about or from Ty?
About 4:00 in the morning, I received a phone call from a doctor from St. Francis Hospital. The doctor asked me if I knew if my son was in the hospital. I said yes. I heard he got arrested and he was tased and pepper sprayed. The doctor said, no, ma'am, your son is sick. And I said, what do you mean he's sick?
Yeah, I checked to what the doctor said, other than some of the premise behind it. She can't go into what his diagnostics are.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Thank you for your patience. I'm not going to play the whole thing. You'll certain parts I'm going to follow. Okay.
However you looked like that day he left your house on the afternoon of January 7th,
I have a
2023.
passport.
Yes. He didn't have on his suit, but yes.
Your Honor, I would ask this to be marked as Exhibit 2.
This is the picture she was referring to.
Go ahead and first enter the stipulation on the record, so Exhibit 1, and then we will show the picture of Tyre Nichols as Exhibit 2.
Your Honor, permission to publish.
This one.
As well as looking up at the TV screen here in the courtroom, is that the photograph of Tyre?
Yes,
Is that what he looked like that afternoon when he left your home?
yes, yes, that's what he looked like.
And Ms. Wells, after this occurred, you had been told, you mentioned that the officers said that night that Tyre was nearby.
Yes, nearby.
Did you later find out that the events in this case happened at Castlegate and Bear Creek?
It was later on. Um, Actually, my son, they were looking at different videos and things of
Hi,
that nature,
Bullseye.
and they
Welcome.
realized that this had happened in a neighborhood. And as they started putting two and two together, they realized that it had happened in the first cul-de-sac of our subdivision.
And tell the jury, if you can, about how far from your front door to where this happened, that cul-de-sac where Castlegate and Bear Creek is, how far away is that?
About 80 to 100 feet.
80 to 100 feet away.
Ms. Wells, I'm going to pass you another photograph. Ms. Wells, do you recognize what's in that photograph?
Yeah, I recognize
And can you tell the jury what you see there?
my son beaten to a pulp
And where was that picture taken?
at St. Francis Hospital. My husband actually took this picture.
And is that what he looked like when you first saw him?
Yes. As we were walking in, and I saw
Hi,
him, and as I
Catherine.
was walking
Welcome.
over towards him, my husband took this picture.
Your Honor, I ask this be marked as Exhibit 3.
Any objection? We'll show these photos of Mr. Nichols in the hospital as exhibit 3.
Your Honor, permission to publish.
Thank you, P.
As well as looking at the TV in the courtroom, is that photograph you just looked at?
Yes.
And is that what your son looked like when you first saw him?
Okay. So I didn't want to show that because that could be too graphic, but I did want to say this. Out of what we heard today, we know that this was an unexpected moment that happened about 100 feet from their home. Now, a couple of things I wanted to highlight with this mother. First of all, she, knowing the pain inside and to be able to sit there without breaking down, because I know I probably would have been breaking down. She held it together. But there were some things that, and I admire her strength that she said that really stood out. Right before Tyre left, she stated that he said goodbye to her and that he would see her later. And in that comfort, y'all, of knowing, because we talked about this yesterday, knowing that they are with you. And although she saw him in a different state later, and maybe not here on earth, there is a piece of her heart with her, within her son. She was able to smile when she looked at the picture of him in his happy state. And also, I wanted to draw the attention that mothers are going to speak up for their children and tell the truth. Although these officers tried to make it look a certain type of way, I thank God that this mother got up on that stand and was able to tell the truth about her son. that the things that they were trying to put out, that he was on drugs and things of that sort. No, she got up there and she spoke his truth. He was not able to sit in that chair, but his mom was able to sit there. And some things are so unexpected until it knocks us off of our feet. And I thank God that she was able to go there and do this. I know that that verdict at the state level, because they still have to go to the federal level, so it's still a chance that they could get some prison time. But I know that that did shock them, this verdict. And we're just hoping and praying that justice is served. Thank you, Bullseye, because I had that up there earlier. But thank you so much for putting that back in here. Trigger warning, okay? It may contain info, pics, videos, and language that may be triggering to you. So please protect your mental health. If you have to exit, I understand if you're triggered in any way. Thank you so much for adding all of that. Yes, and so because we do know that that is something that some people may have gone through, but our moms, y'all, will speak our truth even when we're not. They're our greatest cheerleaders. And I really admire that in this woman. And my prayers go out to her because I know that this all came out right around Mother's Day. My prayers go out to her and that God will give her strength. And also, those moms out there that have unexpectedly lost a child. Let's see, I'm chosen said, this is so sad. Those officers still have to face God's retribution. This is heartbreaking. Exactly, I'm chosen. Yes. Hi, Miss Gloria. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, so you were shocked too. I think a lot of us were shocked by the verdict, but it definitely did open up some people's eyes to some things that's really taking place, and definitely in that particular police department. Um, yes, Bullseye. And she was in here earlier and she was sharing that. Right. Robin said, oh, let me go back to the trigger thing. Okay, thank you so much. Robin also said, this is sad, so sad those officers may get by, but they won't get away with what they have done. Exactly. And I'm so glad that she was able to tell who he really was, despite the narrative that has been put out here. And I know that that was not easy for her to do. But yes, my prayers go out to her. Anyone else that's gone through that. Our children, y'all, the word mama, and we've seen in these previous cases with George Floyd, him calling for his mom after, they may we may have to fuss at them and things like that, but they know who mama is. Okay. Mama is going to show up and show out and will fight on your behalf, will speak up the truth on your behalf and all of that. And so this is why it's so important, as moms, that you are honored and celebrated really every day, but definitely during this time of year, and that we have a greater appreciation for our moms, whether they're here or not. Because even if they're not, I remember this lady told me, she said, your mom is in the cloud of witnesses that's cheering you along. Because she was definitely my biggest cheerleader, okay, and would speak up. She was like, you can mess with me, but don't mess with my children, okay? And that's how we all are about our children. And so I wanted to highlight Tyre Nichols' mom, and just knowing that this came out this week, and I know it was hard for her to relive that, but I pray her strength and that God will comfort her throughout this week and on Mother's Day, because I know that that's a reminder. Yes, it was. It really was. Bullseye said, it's very sad. It's like a prey and hunt from the law, and our sons and daughters have to fight in our own communities. Yes, Bullseye. Yes. Okay. That is something that these types of cases really brings that conversation out. If you are not going to protect and serve the people in the communities that you work for and supposed to serve, then you need to find another community. Okay. Because that, it can't be oh, I want to go and protect this. Well, I want to go and serve in this community, but then it turns into something else, and then, I mean, it just, oh, y'all, just thinking about it, I just could not believe that they did that. I'm chosen said George Floyd was the first person that came to mind when I watched RH recording the ex-wife calling 911 on him. I was enraged. How dare her? She wanted RH unalive. And that can happen. That can definitely happen. Okay, because now we see it doesn't matter if it's and I'm just being real talk, it's not a racist thing, y'all, but it's just the fact. Now we've seen in the past white officers that can unalive black unarmed men, but now we have black officers that can unalive unarmed black men and get away with it. So is it the fact that it's a black man that's been unalived? If this situation was turned into a different race, and not saying that I want it to be or anything like that, just throwing that out there, would it have been the same result? Okay, right, Gwen, those are big facts. You can't just use that to hurry up and get someone there, and then the cop gets there, bam, they are thinking he has a pow pow and unalive him because you're up here saying he has one. Yeah. The call, they call it protect and serve, but the PS now seems pray and seek. Okay, like it's a hunt. And they had already stated that that group of officers were in like a gang kind of unit, the Scorpion unit. That sounds scary. Okay. And my thing was the stuff that happened after it should have been some type of charge because they didn't render aid. They are sending pictures of this man around to different people. Okay. They even, the cops that did that to Kobe Bryant at least got some charges for doing that. How come these officers did not get any charges for passing around a photo, different communication? There were a lot of protocol that they didn't follow and things they went against. So I don't care how they say, oh, they follow proper protocol. And no, they did not. They did not. And even one of the officers said that he regretted hitting him, I think, with the baton, the one that got up there and testified. But now they may not work there anymore, but they're still walking around free. Can probably go to another unit and get a job and do something similar because they know it's no consequences. Oh, just say this. Oh, I fear for my life. Or, oh, I thought he was resisting. Just say those things and you get off. They're learning cheat codes to get away with murder. Like, seriously. You're supposed to protect and serve. Now you have another mom. There is a whole group of moms. And I think Gigi, she's not in here anymore, but she even shared with us on her live that she is a part of that group. It's the one with Trayvon Martin's mom. I forget the name of the group. And these moms, they have sons that were unalived. Unjustifiably. We have to like really pray against that. It's a demonic thing, y'all. That thing is spiritual at the same time. And it is so sad. And so my heart goes out to these moms. Bullseye said it probably would have been worse because we as a people have an expectation for our skin-toned officers to understand the struggle. Thank you. Oh, I could not have worded that better myself. Right, Bullseye. But our people have to prove that they can handle our men. See, I'm telling you, that thing really was highlighted in this case. Okay, because I just knew for sure it was going to be one charge at least. Okay, and it wasn't. Gwen said they passed this picture around as if it was some sort of trophy. Thank you, Gwen. Who does that? That in itself should have been grounds for some type of charge. What are you doing? And then y'all are lying on top of that. Lie after lie. Hey, Alexis, welcome. She said, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the chat. Hello, open book. Thank you so much, Alexis, and same to you. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, April, welcome, sis. Yeah, like seriously, this could have been prevented, y'all. The when I did a live on this, I think about a week ago, last week, he was down on the ground telling them, calm down. Y'all are doing a lot. His voice was calm. If you were going to arrest a man and put him in a car. But why did it have to even go that far? Why did it even have to go that far? So my heart goes out to her and her family, because I know that they're dealing with this as well. They're having to go through with this as well. So now they're waiting to see if there will be justice at the federal level. And really, Derek Chauvin, the one that unalived George Floyd, he is serving time. I was shocked by that too. He is serving time for that. So they may have to still do prison time. They were rejoicing and happy that day because they were found not guilty, but they may still go to jail for something at the federal level. And they should. Yeah, it was a sad situation, and they should have to go to jail. Okay, justice for Tyre. And also prayers to all of the mothers here in the chat. And I just want to say, regardless of the situation, and I'll continue to echo this throughout the weekend, whether you lost a child, whether you have lost a mother, my prayers are with you. Know that God will get you through this season. I pray for strength for you, comfort for you, and for him to increase your joy. The joy of the Lord is your strength. And I pray that you will find some peace in knowing that they are at peace, and also find some time to celebrate you. Okay? Honor yourself. Go out and enjoy some good food. Throw a party. Go shopping. Take you a nap. Tell the kids to get somewhere and sit down because you deserve it. It is your week. And to be honest, I think we should get the whole month. Okay. We're going to celebrate the whole month. I told my kids, look, this is my month. Okay. Yes, Shailene, it was sad and wrong. Yes. Bullseye said it's the PS mentality, provoke the systemic. Yes. Okay. I'm telling you. And this is why y'all people always want to say, tell your boys, don't resist. Tell your kids, put their hands on the steering wheels. Tell your kids, don't talk back. Baby, it's been situations where all of that applied and they still got unalived. Okay. Here in Dallas, this man, Botham John, eating ice cream in his own apartment. Police officer comes into his apartment talking about she thought it was hers. Girl, how did you get into that apartment? And unalives this man thinking, oh, I thought I had a burglar. Girl, you are in his apartment. That family devastated, unexpected. They have a street name in his honor right there in Dallas. Eating ice cream, chilling. You can't even, one guy selling in Louisiana, okay, selling his DVDs in front of the store. They come messing with him, unalived, unexpectedly. The other guy, Philando Castile, driving home, taking his girlfriend, they going home. Oh, the tail light is out. He's complying, was getting his ID. Bam, quick drop, unalive, the unexpected. He was just going home. His girlfriend went live. Y'all, that had just happened right after another incident here in Dallas where there was a shooter on the loose. He was downtown Dallas, just shooting all of that. Then it was so much secondhand trauma going on. Every time this type of thing happens, it is like secondhand trauma that we as a people have to get through. Okay, I believe we're getting too immune to it. Okay, because now it's like hearing another story. Oh, it's going to happen again. You don't even hear the protests anymore. Nobody talking about it anymore. Because I think people feel like, what is the point? It is continuing. I mean, that lady, she recorded that. I thought it was something fake because we're dealing with the other issue. And I was on Facebook and I said, is this real? Like, what is happening? I saw it, but then I didn't see it. I turned it off or something because I didn't know what it was. And later on, I saw it all over the news. I said, wait a second. That was happening in real time. I could not believe it. Hi, Teron. Welcome. Jackie said, it's so scary out here. I only have one brother and I worry about him every day. I'm telling you, Jackie, all we can do is pray for the safety of everybody. Now, at this point, okay, black men and black women. I mean, it's women out here too. The unexpected. I pray over my kids too. You know, I have a black son. And I think, to be honest, when I had my miscarriage, I think that was around the last miscarriage. I think that was around the time when one of these situations was going on. And I know this sounds crazy, but in my mind, it was to the point because I had gotten so tired of seeing it happen so many times. I'm like, oh, Lord, thank you. Because my son, I would have a black son and he doesn't have to go through this. In my mind during that time, y'all, I wanted to protect him that much because it kept happening over and over. We were hit this case and this case and then this case in this city. You didn't know when it was going to hit close to home. When I get pulled over by the police now, I don't care if I have everything. I start shaking immediately because anything could happen at a traffic stop. You can comply. You can put your hands on the wheel. I tell my husband, babe, please don't go for nothing. Okay? Have everything. When he getting out the car, if you get pulled over, have it right there by you on top of by the steering wheel so you ain't got to move for nothing. Like, seriously, I start shaking and I start praying because you don't know what can happen at these traffic stops when they pull you over. It can go right in an instant. Shailene said, I have 2 adult sons and I pray for them every day. Right. You have to. Bullseye says Psalms 91, prayer of protection. We have to cover everything every day. Yes. And Bullseye, hi, Melissa, welcome. My grandmother gave me this scripture, y'all. Anytime you're traveling, and I used to travel from Houston to the DFW area, she said, read Psalms 91 anytime you travel, whether you're traveling on the road, plane, boat, whatever. Read that every time. And I tell y'all, every time I've traveled, we read that. God protects. Okay? So that's just a tidbit in honor of my granny. Read Psalms 91 anytime you're traveling. Okay? And I know some of y'all travel a lot. So make sure you keep that with you on your phone or wherever. Baby, we will pull over in an instant and read it if we forget. My kids know the deal. Okay? We praying before we get on the road. And we praying, when we get back and all of that. So, y'all, that's our only protection at this time. It's like, it's too much going on. It's too much. It's happening too many times. And moms have to go through this heartache. It is so sad. April said, yes, we say a deep prayer every time we travel. Right. Every time we travel. Yes. Okay. And he has never failed us. Never failed us. Now, have we gotten a flat tire? I think one time, but we were able to get that fixed. But hey, with all of the time from 20, well, I moved here in 2000, and now it's 2025. One little time, maybe 2 tickets. I think I done got 2 tickets in 25 years traveling. Okay, because my foot was heavy back in the day. Okay, speed. So, hey, it works. God's prayer protection works every time. Your kids go to school, pray over them. Because even at the schools, you got stuff happening. I pray over the school. Okay. Rebecca said the cops was looking at his family like they did something to them. His family lost their loved one because of those cops. Exactly. Right. and then trying to get information out of his mom so that they could use it later on. They were already setting their defense because they knew that they had messed up. They knew that they had messed up. So they trying to get her to say, oh, well, he drinks sometimes, or he might be doing some drugs. No. And I'm glad this lady had a chance to defend her son and speak up and tell the truth. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. Happy Mother's Day weekend to you too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So my heart goes out to all of the moms that have had to go through this unbearable pain. Bullseye said, men ought to always pray, get you some prayer oil and cover everything by faith. Okay. Girl, yes, I used to put oil on the students' desk before the school year started. Okay, they didn't know. They didn't know why they acted right up in here. Okay, you ain't coming up in here acting out. Baby, this is the anointed classroom. Okay. Brandy said, I'm driving, but hello to everyone in the chat. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers. Yes. Okay. Now I do want to let me see. I want to do something right now. Let me go over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, one of the things I'm going to do right now is I am going to give 5 memberships in honor of Mother's Day weekend. Okay, I'm going to give 5 memberships today. So hopefully it'll be some moms, because y'all know YouTube does this. Okay, it's not who I select, but YouTube does this. And let me go ahead on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see who is going to be gifted. All right, Melissa, Jackie, Hey Boo, Mandy, and Sky Rush. I don't know you, but welcome to the Open Book Family Members Edition. Okay, you were already a family, but now you are a member. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, April. Yes, congratulations to all 5 of you that were gifted memberships. Let's see. Hi, Beverly. Welcome. Hi, Brown Sugar. Thank you for joining. Yes, Jackie. Congratulations. Jackie is in here. Okay, let's see who else. I saw Mandy last night. Hey Boo was in here. Was it last night? Last night. And then Melissa. Was Melissa in here? I thought I saw Melissa in here. Is that the same Melissa? Let me see. Yeah. Okay, that's the same Melissa. Yay, congratulations. Okay. And so tomorrow, I am going to give 5 more memberships on tomorrow in honor of Mother's Day weekend. Oh, there you are. Hey, Mandy. You were just gifted a membership in honor of Mother's Day weekend. Also, Melissa, you are so welcome. Yeah, she's here. She's still here. Okay, good. Because, baby, now it's only one. I don't know. Look, I've been looking because I told y'all I had a couple of ops in my members. Baby, one of them told Thorn about a video I had back there. Ooh, baby, she got that video and struck me. You know, that was in the past. Thank God that strike fell off. I was like, oh, no, they didn't. Because, baby, I had to go through the list. Let me see who the op is. Okay, Melissa, thank you. Mandy said I was in the bushes driving at work. Okay, I understand. Thank you, Mandy. Mandy, you have been such a blessing here too. I'm so happy that all of y'all won. I said, may God bless your channel. Open book 5-fold for each blessing you just gave. I received that. Woo, Lord, thank you. I received that, Bullseye. Thank you so much. But y'all, that is all that I had for today. I thank each and every one of y'all for joining today. I was saying earlier, Real Talk with Pratt did me an intro. Okay, y'all, he has been on it. Let me drop his link again for those of you who were just joining. He didn't outro too, but I got to listen to it so I can upload that for the next live. But I'm going to play the, let me drop his link. Let's see. Subscribe to Real Talk. He been on it, y'all. Okay. Y'all have to go over there and check out his videos. Real Talk with Pratt. And most of y'all may know him, but if you don't, he also has his contact information on there for your music needs. Rebecca said, oh my God, how could they write? Thank you, Mandy, for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Yes, Melissa. Okay, he is on it. Right. He is so talented. Also, let me give a special thank you to the sponsors for today. Shout out to Gigi. Okay, thank you for being a sponsor. And Mandy, thank y'all for being sponsors for today. And also special shout out to those of you who were recipients of the memberships. Okay. All right, let's go. I'm going to play it and then we'll get off.
Yeah. Welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Woo! All right, Real Talk, shout out. And also, thank you so much, Melissa, for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's show. Jackie said, to all the mothers, have a happy Mother's Day. Yes, okay. All right, yes, April. Now I got to go listen to the outro because I'm going to upload that one for the next video on the outro. So I appreciate it. All right, Sherry. Look, we coming on up. I was just laughing earlier and I showed it to my husband. I said, babe, look. Okay, look, we got an intro now because I don't know. Hey, I'm not creative and I'm not ashamed to say, now I'm creative on some stuff, but that's not my area. So I'm so excited and I thank you. I was behind it. You play it again. Yes, Dreamy Girl. Now you're going to go listen to it at the beginning. It's at the beginning too. Okay. Melissa said, got me bopping in my seat at work. Right. I was too when I first heard it. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. And y'all have a blessed day. Until next time. Bye-bye.